Hello, this is Run the Numbers. My name is Jason. We're on the go today in motion, which means this is a video part of the warm-up series. So yeah, on the go in motion, specifically on the sunny streets of Los Angeles, California. This video also is part of the 100 videos challenge. That's a challenge I've made so that I put 100 videos published to YouTube, and I do that all in 100 days. That's a way to make sure I get all this content up and available to you, my wonderful audience, to help you on your personal finance journey. So, the video today, as part of that effort, is yet another video related to side hustles. So, we've been talking a lot about side hustles. I have a whole lot of videos. Of course, after you watch this video, go watch all of those videos if you haven't already, because yeah, those are some good ones related to this thread of the theme of what we've been watching, what I've been conveying to you about side hustles, all the different elements, encouraging you to have a side hustle if it makes sense for you, having you think through different ideas, and having you think through different specific examples of side hustles. And today is yet another example. I've been asked to provide a couple more examples, and I think this might be one of the last, maybe the last video where I put together an example of starting out a side hustle. So that way you have all this and then all the other videos of examples. You have tons of examples now, so you should have confidence that you have plenty of ideas to go start a side hustle. Get some, maybe you're looking for a way to have additional income. Maybe you're looking for a way to have a creative outlet or just act on your passion project. All of these different ideas here come through in the videos I'm putting together. So without further ado, I want to mention that this example of side hustle, so this kind of side hustle category, is a bit more general. So it's just kind of a video that's I would just kind of say a fitness expert, and I can get into the specifics of different forms of how I've done that, and kind of what were the circumstances, and give you a little bit of a story. I kind of lovingly joke and say, from now and again, I put together kind of a story time with Jason element to this. So hopefully you enjoy to hear the context I set with doing something of a little story for you. Okay, so this kind of category of fitness expert also gives you something of a message, a theme, and that is, get in the arena and just say yes. And you might have all these urges to hold back and keep reserved and go, no, that's not for me. I'm not an expert there. I don't feel I'm confident in these following ways, all these things. No, I want to encourage you, just say yes. Of course, it's got to make sense, and you got to keep it within reason. I totally get it. I'm not trying to say yes to everything, but I want to encourage you to, more often than not, get out of your comfort zone, just say yes. And I want to give you examples of when I just said yes, in fact, took on side hustles, very brief. I didn't do these for a long time, but very brief stints of being something of a fitness expert. So I want to give you the first example. The first example is that for many years, I think, for quite some time, I was an active participant in a boxing class. This is just at kind of a local gym, and I always loved the workout for boxing. I like learning the technique, and I was a regular, so I almost tried to never miss a class. And at one point, there was the opportunity where the instructor had to go out of town for a little bit, and they were struggling to find kind of another sort of I guess you could say certified or another already established um, boxing instructor. So they just kind of looked at, okay, well, what do we do? Should we cancel the class? Should we, find some other solution? And in fact, what this particular gym decided to do was they started to think, look, like, why don't we just ask Jason? They asked me, why don't you, for this one time, teach and just kind of run the class? And they understood that, I'm not in any way a boxing professional. I'm not an instructor of any kind. I just simply knew the routine of what this class would do, starting out doing this, then moving into the next part to do this. I just kind of understood kind of how the flow of the workout would go. And and also I would be paying attention, of course, to the instruction. And so if anybody new would come, I could give them light amounts of instruction, since again, I'm not a professional. So they basically said, look, why don't you step in, we'll pay you, and yeah, you'll still get a good amount of a workout. 2/3 of the time you could still do the same workout that you're looking to get, but you're gonna supplement, say, that 2/3 with other 1/3 of where you can basically be more in charge and run the class, give instruction, all these kind of things. And I said, sure, yeah. And that's where, again, I just said yes. I got in to teaching it, and I really liked it. I think people had a great time with my version of it, since I could kind of give my little flavor of it. So that's to say, people, turn around here, people really liked what I was doing. And again, it was very brief. I think I did just maybe a half dozen or so classes throughout maybe the next, say, year or so. So it was very seldom that I would step in, but every now and again I could kind of be a backup for sort of the normal, the established instructor. So it was good. It was a nice little side hustle, and that it provided a little bit of change in my pocket. And I was going to show up to this class anyway, so it wasn't time wasted, energy wasted. It just worked out. So if you know of a similar situation for you in your routine and your lifestyle, that you can just kind of swoop in when the timing is right and kind of the right things come together, just say yes and take on that extra little side hustle. I could have said no, but in fact, in this circumstance, I was happy to take it on, and yeah, I enjoyed doing it. So that's one example. I'm going to give you one more example, and that is very obvious, in that I'm obviously, with Run the Numbers, very passionate about running, and I at various times have joined various running groups, and at various times, similar to the story I gave you about boxing, the boxing training class, there was a situation where I was in a run group, and yes, the instructor had some issue with scheduling, and just kind of, the instructor couldn't show up, and that's to say the running coach couldn't show up, and they basically were like, look, I guess the thing we can do is ask some of the more reliable members of the group. And in fact, then they thought of me, and they thought of one other person, so I kind of co-led with others a running group. I think I did this maybe like 3 or 4 times. So again, a very short stint. I'm not trying to say that this is a long-lasting side hustle, but it was something of a side hustle because, got a little money in my pocket. I, got the opportunity to explore this, to think of ways to have it blossom in other things. It didn't end up. It kind of just, it ended right there as to how far that went. Like I said, just a couple of times, and stepping in for an instructor while they were away, and a coach while they were away. But yes, in fact, for a running group, since I'm an avid runner, I stepped in and I provided basically kind of a group facilitator of sorts to a running group. So that was example number 2. And again, these are both in kind of this category of like fitness expert, fitness, I guess you could say instructor or coach. So yeah, whatever you want to call it, just it's this element of I was very passionate about these things with fitness, Oh, and then yeah, basically I was able to say yes. So that's my encouragement for you. Just say yes. I'm gonna end you there. I'm gonna end things there for you. And I gotta run.